Hey, everybody, welcome to Signals from the Frontline, your almost every Wednesday podcast brought to you by frontlinegaming.org, where you can get all your tabletop gaming goodies at a discount. Sorry we missed last week. We were just extremely busy. And so we decided instead of just throwing something out there that we would hit pause for 1 week, circle back around, and here we are ready to talk about the WCW. So pretty exciting for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. The WCW is the World Championships of Warhammer. It is put on by Games Workshop. It is in ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. And they bring in players from over 50 countries to compete. There's a huge narrative event. They have Age of Sigmar, obviously, and Warhammer 40,000. We're going to be talking about 40K, and we're super excited. Frankie should have been there, but he qualified. However, he decided that his workload was a little too hefty, and so we are delighted to have him here this week to talk about how he would have won the WCW. As always, I'm your host.
He is the world's greatest player, from what I hear.
Self-proclaimed, all
It's
day,
true.
every day.
If you never compete, you can claim it.
100%.
In my mind, I am the greatest. So I'm your host, Reece, with me, Jake and Frankie. So let's talk about the WCW. This yet again, I couldn't go. Like I been invited to go every single year, and every single year I've had something come up. Obviously, just had a baby. Turned 3 weeks old today. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. And week 3 of nonstop eating, pooping, and sleeping. So it's been exciting.
Sounds like the life.
Well, sleeping for him, not for me or my wife.
Yeah.
But how you guys doing, man? How last 2 weeks? You guys get any hobbying done? What's going on? Has it just been nonstop work as it has been in my corner of the world?
I definitely had more hobbying than I wanted to do. So
You painted like a whole army.
I painted a whole ass army for one of our homies, who's going to WCW. But yeah, it was an ambitious week and a half. Like I paint fast to a relatively high standard. But dude, I hit the wall. I hit the wall a couple days ago over the weekend, over Halloween weekend. But then I really hit the wall when I thought I was done, and then I found 5 Votan characters that I completely left just primed black. So that was, a real gut punch. I'm sure many other hobbyists have been there, where it's like, oh, I'm done, finally done. But we got it, brought it to completion. It was a lot.
Oh, did you finish it?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, dude! I get to me the idea of painting a whole army in a week and a half is like, it's like ludicrous, dude. I'm so slow. Like I'm a decent painter, but I'm slow as dirt. So like I don't know how the hell you possibly pull that off.
It was many late nights. Lord knows I can't paint during the day. I didn't even take any pictures. I've like that's how fast I was going and how short on time I was. So like I actually didn't even take a picture before the army left.
It turned out great. It looked awesome.
Why don't you give a little like backstory on like why you did that and like who it was for and all that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah, I wasn't intentionally trying to be like weird about that. So it's for Junior, who works with us at Frontline. He's our sales manager, and a homie. But he lost his army. It got stolen along with a few others. Frankie's included, Mike's, Gandolfo's, and it got stolen out of our truck. It was broken into. Someone popped into the lock, like literally like the one overnight that we had it docked at our warehouse. And he had a really beautifully, paint commission Votan army. And for those that follow Junior Aflahi as a player, like he's pretty known out there for being a top performer. And he has had such a good run with Votan for a couple years now, I think, right? He's been playing consistently, like faction, ups and downs, whether when it was strong, when it was not strong. He's really grinded with his Votan. So naturally I felt horrible, and it's like, look, we replacing the models is one thing, but if anybody's ever lost like a model or an army, God forbid, the most crippling part emotionally is the amount of hours you put into your hobby project or whatever it might be. Like replacing the models is one thing, but like replacing either the memories or the paint job, so on and so forth. So it was a gesture that I was happy to do for him. Not saying that I'm the best commission painter out there, but he appreciates like my particular like grimdark style. So I was like, dude, if I can help a homie, I always will. That's kind of my thing.
You're a good man, dude. That'd be like if someone was like, "Can you run a marathon for me?" I'd be like, "Sorry, bro." That's no way. But you are a really good painter, and Junior is he's probably the best player on Team Zero Comp, which is the team associated with Frontline Gaming. They're not Frontline Gaming's team. They're just a lot of our guys are on there. But he's playing at WCW, and then Matt is also playing, Frankie.
Yeah, Matt will also be there. And then obviously there's a bunch of people playing in the narrative. So, but yeah,
I've only heard good things about that narrative.
Yeah, I mean, they've been ramping it up all year. So,
yeah, I've heard like the whole like lead up, like all narrative TOs run usually like a pretty solid like lore ahead of time. So like even like before the event, during the event, so on and so forth. But for the grand narrative, I've heard it's like immersive from the moment like you land and like walk into the event. So it sounds pretty badass. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the World Championships of Warhammer, so they'll like basically half of the event is like the grand narrative, which is a ticketed event, and then the other half of it and like the primary function of it is like the finals, the invitational, the golden ticket invitationals, if you will. And how you earn one of those is through Warhammer golden ticket sanctioned events throughout the year that GW approves and supports. Like all of our events are golden ticket eligible events, but if you win one, some events, some bigger events can give out two, some most of them just give out like one per winner, but that's the only way you can actually like go and compete at world champs. So it's a prestige for sure.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome. And like Reece was saying, it's people from all around the world. So you got almost, I think every country is like represented, or at least like 50 plus countries will be represented this year. And then they do a kind of a cool bracket system to where they try to separate the people that are in each company or country. So like the guys that are in the UK or whatever, they try to put into different pods. They do like a pod system to where they don't play any other people from the same country, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And I think it's a great concept, like encourages people to go to other tournaments all around the world. And then you get representation from some of these countries where you didn't even know people played Warhammer. Like when we ran the ITC, that was one thing that always like amazed me is I'd have people reach out from like Thailand, mainland China, like all like places where you're like, holy crap, like really? There's people playing 40K there? And a lot of the times it was expats. So it was like British guys in another country, but then there would be like often like a 50-50 mix of locals. So I think it's super cool, and we're starting to see tournaments like all over the place. Frankie, which event did you get your golden ticket at? Because I didn't even know you had qualified.
Yeah, we got it from the CTC, the California Team Championships. So it wasn't because of my player skill. It was because I was on a team with other really good players. So I was there to more of like a fluffer role. I was like, you guys got this. You guys got it.
I see my path to the World Championships next year.
Yeah.
Just get on a team with the rest of the Team Zero Comp guys and try not to lose too badly.
Yeah. That's like what we did at Champions Cup, the first Champions Cup we did in Texas. I had to fill in. I was like third backup or something. Second back. Whatever it was. Like I just wasn't playing at all last year. And it was either like came down to either I go because I can figure out how to play, or nobody goes. So it's like that's awesome. That's no pressure. So I just picked up that Grey Knights. It was like the closest thing to kind of like the Eldar style that I just came off of. I had to make it crystal clear to the entire team, like I am just going to try to exist the best that I can. Please do not expect anything from me. And we did okay. We did okay.
Yep.
What was it, like 5th or something? I don't remember. It was
Something like
That's
that.
really good.
yeah, out of like
Yeah.
50 somewhat teams.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
did
mean-
we did really well.
Yeah, that's excellent. But when you got like Matt and Junior and stuff on the team, like they're just like cleaning everybody's clock. But no, that's cool. And
Yeah, I think
Frankie,
Frankie won like 5-1 that event personally, right?
Yeah, I didn't lose a game. That was
Oh,
crushing.
you went 6-0?
I had a draw. I had one draw.
Oh, 5.5.
Yeah.
so
I
Frankie,
don't want to say.
what?
I don't want to say my record. I put points on the board.
Yeah, you did. That was good.
What army were you gonna play? Because your Emperor's Children got stolen too, which is so lame. And the worst thing when someone steals an army is like a thief doesn't typically play Warhammer, so they probably just
Yeah.
threw it away. You're like,
Yeah, they usually get tossed. I rebuilt my Emperor's Children, so I've got it back. But I was gonna take Necrons. They're like the most forgiving army that I found. So unfortunately, I don't play all that often. And typically, I just want to have fun and all that stuff, and not hopefully get my butt kicked too bad. So I was like, Necrons are resilient. They come back to life, things like that. They're a little bit more forgiving for making mistakes. So I was like, I'll play Necrons, and they are really good too. It's a really good army, especially with the Shatterstar. It's where your vehicles can advance and all that other stuff. So that's what I was gonna put. got sorry, got the army all put together and everything, and then just work got slammed. So unfortunately wasn't able to make it, but that's okay. I had Enos Wilson in my pod, so he's a number 1 ranked ITC player. So
No big deal.
yeah, you
most likely wasn't
You
going to
got
be
it,
performing all that well. So yeah, so like I was saying, they do like a pod system. So for the first 2 days, it's a really long tournament. It's 4 days. It's
What?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you
Why
only play.
is it so long?
So you play 2 rounds a day, which is nice, but at the same time, 4 or 4 days is a lot. So
Dude, I didn't realize it was that long. That's wild.
yeah, and
4-hour
forget,
rounds
like
too, right?
I
Yeah,
mean, you
4-hour
really get a
rounds.
chance to get to know everybody, dude.
yeah, and like it's in order to get points, you have to play all 4 rounds. So all 4 days. So it's a lot. It's like it's basically like a marathon, but it is the World Championships, right? So, but they do a pod system. So first 2 days you're playing in a pod versus 16 other players, and then whoever wins that pod goes into the top bracket. So then on Saturday, Sunday they play in the top bracket. Everybody else goes into new brackets, and then within those bracketing systems, you can like win bracket 3 or whatever it is.
Dude, Mike loves that. Mike loves that format.
Oh
dude.
yeah, yeah. It's the same format that Nova always did in the past, so it's very very similar. So yeah, that's the way it all works. And I think they kind of seeded people. I'm not sure how they did the seeding, which makes sense why I would be in there with the number 1 player, because I would be like the last player. So I was like, oh man,
That would have been
That's gonna be tough.
amazing for the greatest player in the world narrative, Frankie. If you just kind of like accidentally won that one,
There's
You
no
just-
way.
just drop after that and just leave
Yeah.
it right there.
Like, I can retire. I'm done. I proved it. I'm out.
The bracketing system is fun, but like I've always preferred to just like throw everybody in and just see how you do. But I'm not talking trash or anything. It's just funny because every year I went to Nova, I got into the top bracket and then lost. like every single time I went, I was top bracket, lost. And then they're like, "Oh, do you want to keep playing?" I'm like, "No, I'm guaranteed no worse than 15th or 16th place. Like, I'm good."
Yeah, so they've combated that. Like I said, you have to play all of your rounds in order to get any points, which is good, because the way that the WCW points work is the amount of points that you get are equal to the largest event of the year. So these points would be equal to LGT's tournament that happened last month.
Which just barely
Yeah.
beat
I mean, it beat us by like just a little bit.
like 10 players or something like that.
So that's why they're like, oh, you have to play all your games in order to get those points, because it's really the only fair way to do it. Otherwise, like you said, I'll play 4 games and I'll drop. All right, see you guys.
Yeah, and then I get like 800 points, 1,000 points, whatever.
Yeah.
The thing is though, like when we were talking to him about it, I was like, it's your guys' championship event. Like, as long as you make it fair, it's not like, who cares, dude? And like equaling the biggest event is the most equitable way to do it, in my opinion, because it's like they could have said it's worth infinite point or double the biggest event. So it's like, I think that's totally fair. You know what I mean? And it's like, it puts the emphasis on the championship event without having to feel like it needs to have 10,000 players or something like that.
Mhm.
So
I'll admit I had the initial reaction of like, wait, how does that make sense, right? Because it's always, well, ITC has traditionally always been about like size of events, and which makes sense. But you know, the more I thought about it, it completely makes sense because of how stacked this lineup is. It's not, you know, it's not just 1,000 random players. It's like the best of the best, if you will, right? So
well,
you earn every win.
It's the best of the best from 50 countries, which is not actually the best of the best. Like, if you're the number 1 player from Albania or something, I don't know if you're really in the best of the best category, you know, full stop. But that's what makes it.
What do you have against Albania?
I was the first one that came to my mind. It's at the top of the alphabet.
We apologize to all the Albanian listeners out there.
Yeah, yes. And I mean, the way that you qualify for this is you have to get a golden ticket. Now, the caveat is like how I got my golden ticket is you can be on a team for some of the team events, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you won a big event yourself. So it gives you kind of like a unfair advantage in order to get into the golden ticket bracket, whereas some of these other players won like a singles event with like 1,000 players. Like, and here's your golden ticket. You're like, okay, that's a little bit harder in my opinion to qualify for than like a 4-round or 5-round team tournament. So
yeah, and some of these players won their qualifying event in their country, which would be like, and I'm not trying to be negative. I think it's awesome that they're drawing from all these countries. But like, if there's one event in your country and you know every other person that goes, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's. But hey, it's cool to have the representation. It's like Bloodsport, right? Like, or Street Fighter. Like, here's the fighter from Brazil, and you're like, that's cool. So I think it's awesome. I'm excited to see how it all goes down. I didn't realize it was 4 days. That's a big commitment, especially if you're coming from another country. That's like, it's like a big trip, dude. You're talking about a week of like travel time and everything else. Like, that's pretty wild. But 2 games a day does let you really focus. In 4 hours, like, there should be no one that's not finishing their games in that amount of time.
Well, for GW events, literally in their player packet, you finish every game. So the way that it works is they don't do chess clocks. They do like an announcement, basically, telling you like what turn you're supposed to be on. And at a certain point, if you're not on that turn, the judges come over and like help nudge your game along. And then at the very end, if you weren't able to finish, then the judges are supposed to talk out the rest of your game. So every single game at a GW event finishes. So it's a very different aspect than I think almost every other tournament. So GW, like, it's like in their packet, every single game finishes. And also, like they were saying, is like it's not. And that's why they give you 4 hours too, because like you said, most games will finish naturally.
Yeah.
And then they don't want chess clocks. They don't want any of that stuff. It's where it's like pressuring people and all this stuff. So they like it to be a lot more leisurely, which makes sense for the 2 games a day. And to be honest, as a 40K player, 2 games a day is way better than 3 games a day. But with a caveat of I don't want to play 4 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like at Adepticon, we were doing 4. And like, I don't know why they have this allergy to the chess clock. Like, it's like, I mean, it's totally fine, right? It's not a part of the rules of the game. So I understand that part of it. But when you have someone breathing down your neck, like, go faster, like, how is that less pressure than a chess clock? But whatever, right? If that's the way they do it, that's fine. You know, it's weird. This edition, like, I don't even understand how you, unless you're playing like a massive model count army, I don't understand how you don't finish. Like, all my games are done like in like 90 minutes, 2 hours at the most. Like, it's like crazy to me that you don't get done. Everything dies so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of players that just play slow. You know, they move slow, they overthink their turns, things like that. You know, so I've seen a lot of people that are really slow at rolling. You know, they're not able to do like necessarily like the mental math really quick and things like that. Nothing against those players, just there are players that just play slow. So still happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to fix it. Even if you gave those players like 8 hours, they probably still wouldn't finish games.
Yeah, it's like the goldfish problem, right? Like it grows as big as the tank allows. It's just weird to me. And like, well, whatever. You know, good luck to everybody that's going. Good luck to our teammates. Why don't we take a look at some of the stats on representation of armies? Like I thought it was pretty interesting. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to 40K Events Tracker. That's where I got this data. I don't know how he slapped it together so quickly, but thanks for doing it. There's a link in the show notes if you want to go take a look at the players and their list. So I just want to give credit where it's due because that's where I got all this data. I didn't have it myself. It's pretty interesting, man. Like Space Marine's #1, which doesn't surprise me. Typically, like in a normal tournament, Space Marines are the most represented faction because everybody has a Space Marine army. But at an event like this, I kind of didn't expect that. I thought it would have been like kind of more specialized armies. But then when you drill down and look at the detachments, Shadowmark Talon is the most common, even more so than Gladius. And that doesn't surprise me because the Shadowmark Talon slaps, dude. Like that detachment is so good. It has all the right tools. You have outflanking Centurions that are appearing on a flank, shooting you with a million hit on a 2, wound on a 2, re-rolling las cannons and missiles, and also like it's really, really good. You have a lot of fast-moving elements with the Assault Marines. Just really, really good. And Gladius was the second most represented, and after that, it's kind of like a scattering of other detachments. What did that guy surprise you guys at all?
No, Shadowmark Talon is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a reason it got nerfed back in the day, and then they were like, you know what? Let's just unleash it again. You're like, okay. Apparently, we haven't learned our lesson.
Yeah, like when I was looking at it, I was like, God dang, this just slaps, dude. Like, has so many good tools in it. And it's funny because I've been thinking about making a Space Marine army again once I get my Eldar done. But I was actually like drawn to the Vulcan, what are the
Salamanders?
Relic Seeker detachment, the new one. Yeah. That one looks super duper fun. But the Shadowmark Talon, like I was reading it, and even me being rusty, I was like, dude, this is really, really good. Yeah. Like, holy snap. Like, it's got everything you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got an answer for everything. It's got enough anti-tank, all that stuff. So it's really solid army.
Well, it's funny because when I was getting back into playing, I was asking the team, I was like, man, Centurions look really good because 4 wounds is a big break point. There's a lot of 3 damage weapons in the game, but there's not a lot of 4+ damage. And then having a 2-up save. But the problem is they're slow as dirt. However, Shadowmark fixes that because you just teleport them into come on a flank where they have a line of sight, and then with Oath of Moment, they just crush whatever they shoot. They're really good. Plus, you have all the other stuff like the new character Shan is really, really good. Shrike still super good. Like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I think that they're going to do really well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to be smashing most of their pods. They're going to be doing really well.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to come up with a answer to a lot of it too. You know, like dealing with all those threats because they have a lot of fast-moving units are going to be in your face right away. So it's like it looks definitely going to be difficult to deal with. The next most common faction was Eldari, which doesn't surprise me. A lot of the best players play Eldari. As the faction I play, it's like very unforgiving. If you make a mistake, you get crushed because you don't have very many units. Well, you have quite a few units, but they're really squishy, so it's very easy to get smacked. Aspect Host, most represented, followed by a War Host. Doesn't surprise me at all. There was 2 Guardian Battle Host players in there. I was like, my man. I went and looked at their lists, and they are they're leaning into the Seer Councils. So they've got Storm Guardians with a Farseer, with an attached Warlock, with the Seer Council, because in that detachment they have a stratagem that lets you auto advance 6 and still shoot and charge. So it makes those like mini Death Star, Guardian stacks is what people call them now, like really, really good. So that didn't surprise me. Was there anything in there that kind of jumped out at you guys? It seemed kind of par for the course with the Eldari.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty normal. I'm not really sure. Like, 31 players is a lot. Like, I don't know. Like, in my opinion, I don't think they're really up there with like the Shadow Talon host. But like you said, I mean, I think there's just a lot of really good Eldar players. Eldar always kind of has like players that are well-rounded and kind of dedicated Eldar players. So that makes sense. But in my opinion, I like Warhost a lot more than Aspect Host. Just the ability to jump more into vehicles is better, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, you play Wind Rider Host. There's no one there, which shocked me because I think they're really good. Aspect Host has the highest win percentage of all the Eldari, armies by quite a bit. But the best players often play Warhost, like Folger Piles, who I believe won the WCW last year, and he plays Warhost. And so I think Warhost is the higher skill cap army because all their stuff is about movement, whereas Aspect Host is like you just hit harder, right? So I think Aspect Host is easier to play better than Warhost, but if you're really good, Warhost is the better detachment.
Yeah, I would go Warhost every time. But
Jake, you play Aspect Host, right, Jake?
I haven't played a single Eldar game or game with Eldar since the Codex dropped.
What? You have a beautiful Eldar army.
The last
Jake
time
and I are a collective of Eldar.
Yes, yes, we are. We merged our collection. Yes.
He has played vicariously through me.
Yeah, at Adepticon I played Seer Council because I got really, really sick before the event. Like I almost didn't go, and I didn't have a chance to paint anything. So the only thing that cobbled together was Seer Council, and that one is pretty hard to play. I'm not gonna lie, and I saw there's one guy in there playing it, so I was like,
"It's not great."
Godspeed to you, sir. It has some cool tricks, but definitely more challenging to pull off. It's like really complicated. Adeptus Mechanicus is the next most represented with 27. I know they're the red hot thing right now, but I do not know why. Do you guys have insights on that? I haven't had a chance to dig into that.
They got Oath of Moment, and then their Rust Stalkers got better. The Rust Stalkers went up to damage 2, I believe. So the army is just super fast and very effective. And what catches people off guard is they're like quite resilient because they all have invo saves. And the other part that makes them so good is they're so cheap. So like a AdMech army has like 25 plus units.
Oh, wow.
And then like their units hit really freaking hard. And then they have Oath of Moment potential. And then their Rust Stalkers hit really hard now with the damage 2.
And the models are sick too. Like that is one of the coolest looking armies. Damn, 25 units? That's like getting up into guard status.
Oh yeah, they have a ton of units, and like every unit is good, like just about. So it's a really strong army. GW gave them the buffs, and now it's like borderline like broken. So we'll see. If people haven't played against it, they're going to be caught off guard really hard. So.
Oh, I would have got my pants pulled down real bad.
Yeah. They're really fast too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think the Rust Stalkers move 8 to 10 inches and then can charge you, all this stuff. They get all these bonuses if they're near battle line units. Like they're just amazing. The Walker chickens with las cannons are incredible at killing vehicles. Like they just have so many good options.
Yeah, 25 units. That's wild, dude. Like, with my Eldar, I'm usually right around 12. And that's like, because Eldar want to take a bunch of characters, so it eats up a lot of your points.
Yeah. And it's like, you look at the comparison, and it's like, okay, Eldar takes, I don't know, like a Ranger unit or whatever, which isn't going to kill anything. It's just going to stand there. And if it ever gets shot, it's just going to die. Whereas you look at the AdMech, and you're like, oh, okay, they take a Vanguard unit or whatever. It's a 10-man unit. It's more resilient, gives out buffs, shoots better than Rangers, and it's probably cheaper. You're just like, oh my gosh. I don't think it is cheaper, but you just look at the like comparison units and you're just like, God, they're just better across the board. For like their little throwaway units are like better than anybody else's throwaway units because they can actually do damage.
Yeah, Eldar are so expensive. Like Guardians need to be like 80 points. Like they're just criminally overpriced. But it makes sense that AdMech are popular right now with 27 players. It's a lot of representation. Next up, World Eaters, 24 players, which actually surprised me. Like, well, I've been tempted to make a World Eaters army. I got a couple beautifully painted models from my old Khorne Demon Can army from back in the day. And it's funny, it's 21 of the 24 are the Berserker Warband.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally no reason to take anything but that one. I mean, unless you just want to play an army that you like, obviously. But like if you're going for competitive, like that's the one to go with for sure. The +2 strength is just so freaking good.
Well, and +1 attack, +2 strength and an attack is wild, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the Khorne Demonkin one is cool if you want to take Angron, Scarbrand, Bloodthirst, you know what I mean? Like if you want to do like a knight style army. But yeah, dude, that's wild. Like when you have that much of a skew in the detachments, it's like GW should definitely give a rethink to some of the detachment rules. It's like, because you look at AdMech, it's at least a 2-to-1 ratio between the most popular, kind of the same way with Eldari, but it's like, holy cow, you know, World Leaders is completely skewed. And I bet you if you drill down into the list, they all look extremely similar.
They're close. One of the World Eater players in my pod was going to have, I think he had 60 Berserkers, so he had 3 units of 20. But that was about it. He had like no shooting or anything. I was like, what is this list? This is crazy. So many Berserkers, which is cool. He's playing the Berserker Warband. So I was like, oh, nice. But typically they take like Forge Fiends and things like that.
Yeah.
So they have some shooting units.
But killing 20 strong Space Marine unit is really difficult. It's like killing one, your whole army like can usually pull it off. But if there's 3 of them, and if he goes first, that's a tall order, dude. Like it's gonna be really difficult. The only downside is that the Berserkers they're not that amazing in combat. Like in the Berserker Warband, they definitely get some buffs, but it's like their damage output is not like insane or anything. I think it's just really good at scoring and holding objectives and moving up the table. We got Death Guard, which isn't a surprise to anybody, I don't think. Next, 23. Most of them playing Vectorium. Imperial Knights, you have 20. That doesn't surprise me after I played them at that tournament. They are pretty... You don't have to be very good at the game to play Imperial Knights well, and I don't mean that as an insult to anybody. Like, they're just really easy to play.
They've changed since that tournament. So now they have their codex, which plays quite a bit different now. They don't put their foot on the gas as hard as they did before. So they got nerfed a bit. But yeah, no, I mean it's an easy army to play, right? So you just got your big guys that you run around the table with, so it's a little bit more fun.
The real question is, what are those guys going to do with the other 3 hours per round?
Yeah, I mean that'll be the challenging thing with these night armies is your games are over so fast. You're like, okay, cool. I guess I don't. What do I do? Hopefully, GW has a ton of other events going on that you're able to participate in. You can go check out the GW store and stuff like that. But
yeah, like my games didn't go past an hour, not even one. It was really quick. Necrons, 19. Pretty good. Well, good spread between 2 detachments at least. Which one were you going to take, Frankie?
Shatterstar.
Shatterstar, yeah, that's the most popular one not by much.
Yeah. It's just more vehicle focused, so.
Yeah, the Doomsday Arcs are savage, dude. One of the guys I play with here plays Necrons. He's very, very new, so it's not really like the best test. But the Doomsday Arcs hit really hard. I saw quite a few of those lists take 2 or 3 of them, correct?
Yeah.
Chaos Space Marines at 16. They seem extremely well-rounded. And then Liam, the guy that cannot lose a game at the LGT, he is coming and he plays Veterans of the Long War. I was looking at his list, and it looks like it doesn't look like anything crazy going on in it, but he's obviously extremely good. He'll be one to watch there. 16 Tau, 15 Sisters of Battle. They seem like they're kind of underrepresented. They seem really strong. Maybe it's just the army itself, but have you been playing your sisters, Frankie, much or not so much this edition?
No, they got a big. They like took all of the restraints off of them during the last patch update, so they're supposed to be good again. I haven't taken a look at them. Like I said, I needed to play an army that's forgiving. Sisters isn't super forgiving, so
we got orcs coming up. 14, pretty good spread. Warhorde is definitely the most popular. Yeah, man, I was looking at because I used to have a huge orc army, and I was messing around making some lists. Like, they just don't have really any effective shooting, at least unless I'm just missing something. It's just like certain detachments can shoot, but it's just like all out melee. Like,
yeah, they definitely suffer from the lack of shooting units. GW went a little hard that one time and gave them sustain 2, and then they're like, never again. So they took that away.
yeah, it's kind of a bummer, right? Like, it's because they used to have a pretty good mix, and now it's like, alrighty. Although I did see a good trick. A guy I played with at Adepticon was taking the Squighog Riders boys and the -1 wound strat, and then distributing it around in the unit, like, made them super resilient. I thought that was quite a bit of fun. Blood Angels, Chaos Demons at 13. Asher Militarum at 12. The winner of the LVO is coming with his Catachan Cadian Horde. The Scout Regiment detachment with 3 up save, infantry everywhere. Doesn't look like the most fun army to play, but really good. So I'd be curious to see how he does here. Drukhari, they seem to be doing pretty. They seem to be pretty popular. It's all the Reaper's Wager detachment, but what do you think, Frankie? You've been playing Drukhari forever. How do you feel about their odds at the WCW?
Oh, they're gonna get smashed. The only thing that's gonna, like, Skari will probably do well. Like, Skari will continue to win, and that will make Drukhari's win rate not terrible. But yeah, I mean, it's just sad. You launch a codex and then you look at it and you're like, oh, they're not even taking a codex detachment. That's cool.
Well, they lost. Didn't they like lose more units than they gained?
They lost more units than Space Marines just gained with the Ultramarines. So you're like, oh, that's cool. That's sick. That's good. And then it was just, I don't know. I don't know. It sucked. I was super excited. I was holding out for Drukhari, and then I saw the codex and I was like, what is this thing? And then, yeah, Reaper's Wager, in my opinion, and it looks like most people's opinion, is the only way to perform well with them. So,
well, there's one bold soul playing the Spectacle detachment.
He's going for it, dude. He's going for it. He's going to be a spectacle.
That's the Albanian champion. He's going to prove me wrong, and he's going to come on the show and be like, F you, Reece.
Do it. I mean, the nice thing about Drukhari is they have a lot of units, but their units don't hit hard and die really easy. So you're like, oh,
that's sweet. A good combo.
It's the best combo.
Word on the street is that is a killer combo.
It's a meat grinder, except for it doesn't really grind. So it's a meat grinder without any teeth. You're like, oh, this makes no sense.
That sounds great. And then is Junior playing Leagues of O10?
Yeah.
Yep. Which detachment does he play? They actually have a really good distribution of representation.
He's playing Need Guard, I believe, or I can't remember which one he plays.
Well, good luck to him. Do you know what Matt's playing?
Matt's playing Admech.
Admech, he's a bandwagon jumper. No,
he's played Admech forever. So.
And then we've got. I
feel like a lot of these players are actually like faction loyalists, like for the most part. Like a lot of these known names, they're kind of know what they know.
To be honest, to be one of the best players, you kind of have to be.
Yeah.
Because like it just, the more reps you get in with an army, like just look at Skari, right? Perfect example. He plays an army that's considered one of the worst armies in the game, and he performs really well with it. But it's because he knows what to do against every single army. He knows what his unit does versus every single unit. He knows what they're supposed to do on every single mission. So it gives you such an advantage over these players that, oh, I'm going to jump over to this army. I'm going to jump over to this one. Oh, I don't really know what this unit's supposed to do on this mission. Oh, I got this secondary. Oh, shoot. How do I claim that? Whereas Skari has mapped it out because he's played 100+ games with the same army with the same units. So it totally makes sense, because that's how these guys become so well versed and really good. Obviously, there are exceptions to that rule where an army is just super overpowered or whatever, and then that doesn't really matter. But typically, you're going to perform better if you play with the same army, as long as the army is not like just complete garbage.
Yeah, I would say at most, if you're gonna deviate, this is what I've always said when I was like super active in the tournament scene, where it's like stick at least with like this a similar play style.
Yeah.
Right. I've always said it, like Eldar, Grey Knights, they have like, they've always been kind of like parallel for me, just because like mindset wise, whereas Grey Knights has always been like the more forgiving version of Eldar style play. So, but I think play style is massive. Like the one time I had to play Knights, it took me a minute, because it just feels uncomfortable, because I'm not used to playing like, 6 models. It had 10 models. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it totally changes up your strategy, right? Like,
yeah.
Especially with secondaries and all that stuff. You're like, shit, what unit does an action? I have no idea. I need them all. You're like, oh, crap. So.
Yeah, when I was winning consistently, I only played the 1 or 2 armies, and I played them all the time. And you get to the point where, I remember when I was playing my Eldar all the time and doing really well, like I would see the other person's army and I'd be like, oh, it's going to come down to this or that roll of the dice. Like, because you know exactly how everything is going to play out. You know what I mean? It kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it, but that is definitely how you achieve the highest level of play, is just repetitions with the same thing over and over again. Like the Liam gentleman, he's been playing the exact same list. He gets tons of games in. He knows exactly what to do with it. And even though it doesn't look too crazy on paper, at least to me, he just kicks the crap out of everybody with it. So skill is definitely the ultimate arbiter of who's going to win a game. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like kind of creating like a chess scenario, right? So where you like, oh, I know where these units deploy, I know where they're supposed to move, I know where they're supposed to do this thing, what turn they're supposed to do XYZ. Like, it just helps you out so much with the strategy. Whereas, like a player like me, where I'm playing Necrons, I'm like, oh, I don't really know what my unit does versus this unit. Oh, sweet. And then obviously playing against every single army, every single detachment helps, because then you know what their tricks are and all that stuff. So yeah, that's why these guys are so good, is because of the amount of games they get in, and typically they're playing the same army, or at least pretty close to it.
Yeah, the easiest way to get good at 40K is to know the rules. I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth. Like, understand the rules, understand what your army does, and understanding what other people's army does means you're not going to get your pants pulled down. And now it's hard because there's so much information, there's so much data, but at least trying to understand what the most popular detachments do will really help you to win more games. So who do you guys pick, and who do you think is going to most likely to come out on top on this thing?
Man, I have no idea. There are so many heavy hitters at the event. I mean, you've got like the top 20 ITC players, which have been performing well all year round. You've got a lot of the Art of War guys. They're basically professional players. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of upsets, and then you've got the players that have just been crushing with their armies. So honestly, I don't even really have a prediction on who would be in the top. I think one of our buddies, Ben Jurek, did like a cool breakdown of what he thought the pods would be, but I don't think he even picked like who's going to win the whole thing, but he picked who was going to win in each pod, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was a pretty cool way of looking at it. Some of these pods though are freaking stacked. You got a lot of really good players in there, so it'd be really hard to like guess who's gonna win. You also don't know what the pairings are gonna be, right? So some of these guys might get a bad pairing round 1 or round 2, and then they might get knocked out of their pod, at least in the early rounds. So yeah, I mean, and especially with the shakeups with the armies, with AdMech getting such a big buff, and then Shadowlance coming out, or Shadow Markdown, sorry. I think it's just going to kind of like, the meta's been shaken up a little bit even since like the last tournaments. So it'll be interesting to see how people perform. But if I were to guess, I'm going to say Space Marines are probably going to be making it into a lot of the top pods. I think the AdMech are going to be up there. And then you'll probably have some trickle in from a few of the other factions performing quite well. But you know what? One won't be there is Imperial Agents. They're not going to.
That was the only
Shame.
army that wasn't
Because there's
represented.
zero. There's literally zero.
You know what though? Like to be fair, this is
Yeah.
actually a way better, more diverse spread than I was expecting. Like
Yeah.
every army except Imperial Agents is represented, even Death Watch, and like it's a pretty good spread. Like to be fair, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I was actually pretty impressed. Like
Yeah, but it'll be interesting. It'd be cool to really see after day 2, right? Really see what that pod breaks down into the top pod, and then there'll be some super exciting games, I think, in that top pod.
you don't think they seeded the pods like with the pairings? Like that would be the most exciting way to do it. I just don't know. Like I get because you could seed them off of ITC scores. That would be the most exciting way to do it. Like top seed against bottom seed in each pod.
That would have sucked for my pod because I would have been literally paired into the normal. I'm like, fuck.
I got 3 more days of this shit.
Yeah, that would have been horrible. But no, I think that would be like, because like we always talked about too, you kind of want these like players that are like, you know, like the number 1 or number 2 ITC players. You don't want them to like all of a sudden get knocked out in round 1. You want to see kind of like them play the other like, another top 3 guy in like round 4 or whatever. You're like, okay, sweet. Not like, oh, he rolled really bad and lost round 1. So that's where the seeding kind of comes in. It's the same thing that they do in like NBA and all that stuff. So that, you know, the teams that are performing well get a better chance of making it onto the top games.
Yeah, from a viewer perspective, they want to see the people they know.
Yeah.
Like, because it makes it easier to track. But the only thing more exciting is a Cinderella story is when you have when a nobody, Rando McGee with Death Watch comes in and just starts smacking people. But yeah, I think, for creating an enjoyable professional event to watch, that is the way you want to do it. So yeah, I'll be interested to see. Do you know when they're going to post up round 1 pairings?
I don't think they'll do it till tomorrow because, again, they don't know who's going to be showing up and things like that because they'll have losers like me that bail at the last minute. So I shot them a message. I was like, sorry. They're like, you son of a gun.
Yeah, well, you can't, like, in a couple weeks, you will be able to say why, and people will understand it's really, really exciting. But we got something that is a complete legit reason and why Frankie couldn't make it. And we'll talk about that when we can, but it is really exciting. It's also a lot of work.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be playing 40K.
Yeah. You could come and change a poopy diaper with me, buddy.
Ooh, that sounds great. Pass.
Yeah. Jake, what about you? Do you have any predictions? Do you want to just throw one out there?
That's exactly what I'd be doing.
Pick a name.
It's definitely. I would be doing a disservice if I actually picked names for the reasons that we were talking about. It's there's so many layers to it within the pod, each individual pod. Like it's massive, but then just having just knockouts occurring. Like I definitely foresee like some unexpected knockouts occurring fairly early on within the pods, but then when we're talking finals, man, I can't see into that future. I
think our boy Durante is going to do it. Come on, Durante, get up there. He was so excited at LVO. He was stoked. So I'm like, all right, get in there, buddy.
And Durante is a faction specialist with Tau, that's why it's almost like anybody's game between whatever happens and occurs within these pods, and then it just gets super spicy afterwards.
Yeah.
I couldn't even predict a faction at this point because I'm more about the pilot than the faction, because nothing's outlyingly busted right now as far as balance wise. It's not like a clean sweep prediction, but dude, I don't know. It's all comes down to the pilot.
I mean, there's some really good players playing Chaos Space Marines. So if I was gonna guess an army, I'd probably go Chaos Space Marines.
You're gonna go Chaos?
They're so well rounded. It's such a
They really are. Like, I've been so tempted to like do a Night Lord's army because it's my favorite lore army, but then I think about painting that and I'm like, I'm good.
That trim is just terrible, dude.
Plus the lightning effect, bro.
Yeah.
It's such a pain, man. But they look so sick. So Chaos Space Marines, Jake's gonna bet on the pilot, but he doesn't want to pick a pilot. So
Yeah, I think if it came down to it, I think Eldar have a pretty good shot at it.
I think I'm gonna go. I think Eldar, because the best players have been consistently winning with them, and I'm gonna give a patriotic vote to our team. I'm gonna say I'm gonna bet on either Junior and or Matt,
Nice.
because I wish them well. And then we have our friends Tabletop Titans and all the other cool dudes that are going to be there. Wish we could have. I genuinely want to go, and every year I couldn't. Like, there's just been something like pesky thing, like having a baby and getting married and all this sort of stuff. But I think next year, unless we have another baby, I think I could definitely go next year. But good luck to everybody that's competing. I can't wait to keep an eye on it while we're performing all of our other tasks. We do have some really fun events coming up. We have the Las Vegas Team Tournament, which we're all excited to go to. I will be there with my little Space Marine. He's going to be deep striking in his britches, as he likes to do about 10 times a day right now. And still trying to figure out our teams, but Team Zero Comp looks like we're going to have 2 or 3 teams. So that'll be super fun. And hopefully everybody can make it out. That's in January. And then we've got the Cherokee Open, right?
Yes, sir. End of February. But yeah, don't sleep on the team tickets if you guys haven't gotten them already. I know a lot of people are waiting on the player packet, which for sure this week. I've been working on it. We actually have a lot of changes coming to the player packet in very positive ways. Just more condensed information, more relevant information, clarity of information, so on and so forth. So that overhaul is taking a minute, in addition to like all the extra like layers of team format specifics. But that being said, don't sleep on the tickets, because we only have about 10 team ticket slots left. So that filled up quite quickly and quite nicely.
Yeah, and again, it's in a gorgeous venue. It's at the same place we had the LVO, but it's in a more intimate, classy setting at the roof. So you get to see the downtown skyline. It's going to be glorious. I'm really excited. I'm excited to come and play again, even though I'm still like mediocre at best. Like, just stick me on the B team and feed me to the Lions every round. I'll learn by losing.
Just jump
really
onto
excited for
Frankie's
that.
team. He's talking about doing like random pairings throughout the whole weekend.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
Just
random.
full send.
Yeah,
I like it.
we've always talked about doing random. I'm like, let's go.
Just not worry about it. Like, not get all sweaty about it. Just
Yeah. No.
And then Cherokee Open is going to be super fun. I'm 100% going to try and make it to that one, because for me that's not too far of a trip. And any other event stuff we want to throw out there, Jake?
Yeah, for sure. So we got our whole calendar lineup published on the Events Hub. So that's events.frontlinegaming.org. Like literally the entire year is marked out, as well as the month of when you can expect your tickets. So some of the big shakeups for this year is a new venue for Rocky Mountain Open, as well as a new date. So expecting some gorgeous weather out there in actual Denver, and in Denver, Colorado itself, rather than the outskirts this time. But it's the first weekend of May at the Denver Marriott Tech Center. So definitely an upgrade.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we actually have a direct flight to Denver now. I might actually be able to come out. Yeah, I might be able to come out for that one.
Nice. Yeah.
I love Denver.
Mayweather's awesome. And then shortly thereafter, like it's not that close in, but it's still within the same like month technically. But BAO, which has always been on, oh my God, what's the holiday? Memorial Day weekend.
I always get confused which one's the beginning and which one's the end of summer.
I know, yeah.
I always get those
Memorial Day for sure. It's always been at the Memorial Day weekend. That's Frontline Gaming's longest running event, going on 15 years, I think, this time around. Going on 15 years this time around.
Something like that, yeah.
And even that event's getting a venue upgrade. So it's going to be at the Westin this time instead of the Crown Plaza. Same dates,
Yeah.
but that
More
means more space. So we got events returning, such as Star Wars Legion coming from Kubla back over to BAO. We've got Squad Games running Kill Team Champs, which is always an awesome one. Just kind of more space in general. Like the Bay Area is just hard to come by for space, but you know, our mission objective here at Frontline Gaming has been about the quality of life improvements all throughout. So ultimately, whatever we can do that makes more sense to do, or that it's just provides a better overall experience. Like we, actively always trying, and a lot of that has to do with the venue selection and whatever happens on site. So lots of exciting stuff to look out for. And then next thing you know, it'll be April and LVO 2026 tickets go on sale.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and we got some exciting developments we'll talk about in the appropriate time, but it sounds like it's going to be a tsunami of
massive
fun. I ran out of gas on that one. I was trying to come up with something really sketchy. Thanks. I crushed it like a tsunami.
That's right.
Also we got Black Friday coming up. We'll give you all more information, but put it on your radar. We have some really exciting new products coming that Frankie masterminded. He's like Pinky in the Brain. He's Brain and I'm Pinky, and always coming up with ways to conquer the world. So Frankie, do you even get that reference?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that before your time?
It's not that young. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, he's quite a bit younger than me.
With Ren and Stimpy and everything else.
Yeah, dude. Pinky in the Brain. Oh man, dude. Not funny. Actually, sad story. But my sister and I had pet gerbils.
Oh god.
And it was Pinky in the Brain, and they got out of their cage and the cat ate them. And my sister was like, "What happened to Pinky in the Brain?" And my mom was like, "They went on vacation to Disneyland." And she's like, "Oh, when are they coming back?" And she's like, "Oh, they're still there." Obviously, she was very little, and I was just like little tear roll. They're at Disneyland. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for Signals from the Frontline. We'll end on a child trauma story. Keeping it fresh, keeping it lighthearted.
Good job on the random trauma dump.
Excellent.
My own anecdote reminded me of a sad story from my youth. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll be back next Wednesday. Good luck to everybody at the WCW. I can't wait to see who comes out on top. And if you're going to play in the narrative, enjoy yourself. Wish we could be there. Eventually, we will make it. One of these years, we will make it. And until then, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you all next week.
See you.